Hi guys, how you doing? If you're new here, my name is Rodian and today we're going to be jointing this panel that we built last episode. Right, before we get into it, just the handful of tools we're going to need. A trowel, a jointing iron. I like to use the, what is that, 7/8, 5/8? I can't read it, it's a bit rusty. I'll put it down on the bottom of the screen so you can see what size jointer I'm using, and also a nice large soft brush to brush it off afterwards. Right, okay, what we're going to do, this is going to be the first, I know this is a series, but the first in a three-part sub-series of the three main ways to joint up your brickwork, the most common methods of jointing up. So it will be, today it's going to be a half-round tool joint with the iron. Next episode will be a recess joint, and then the following episode will be the weather struck and point, or weather struck and cut, depending what you like to call it. So those will be the three main ones. In future videos I will probably do the more obscure, less common types of pointing, but the three main ones are what we're going to be concentrating on in the beginner's series, because the other ones, like I said, they're just sort of showy offy really. But anyway, so what I'll do without further ado, we'll just jump in. I'll get you a bit closer up to the action and explain everything, see how we get on. Right, so a few regulars on this channel, you're going to know that with these bricks and this muck, it is a little bit wet. I've left this wall for a couple of days and it's a lot drier now, much drier. Now with this lime mortar, it does take a hell of a long time to go off. Like, this is perfectly jointing and it's been here for 2 days. Again, this is probably due to the weather. I did say this before, we are sort of coming up to the tail end of October, so it's cold in the air. Anyway, so that's dried out nice enough. Now for those of you who, if your muck's a bit too wet when you're pointing, it's going to go absolutely everywhere. I was going to show you the differences between the wet and the dry, but I'll have to do a wet one in a future episode, purely because it's taken 2 or 3 days for this to go off and I didn't really have a chance to make a wet one. So you're going to need a little bit of, there are a couple of holes, but you're going to need a little bit of muck. Now I have left this lime mortar just sitting on this board again for the past 3 days and it's dried it out perfectly. However, if you have just laid all this and it's all soaking wet, or say soaking wet, if it's wet and pretty green, a good way to dry out muck before you use it to point is to sling it in the frog of a brick, fill it up, and then put another brick on top, so those bricks will suck the moisture out of that mortar and you'll have a nice stiff bit of muck to point up with. So we'll get that out of shot. Right, what we're going to do is, before we go too far, the jointing iron. Now you can use a piece of garden hose, which gives quite a rustic, rough look to it, and a jointing iron gives a much more of a clean, clinical finish. I'm not going to use what's it called? A piece of hose pipe. I'm just going to use the jointing iron because with these bricks, well, it's going to look a lot nicer. I only use a piece of hose pipe when it comes to using stocks or really old reclaimed bricks. Okay, so a couple of pointers. You have the arm of the jointing iron, and this here is either the heel or the shoulder. I refer to it as the heel, and this is the arm. So those are the two parts of that jointing iron that you need to know about. And with these jointing irons, they are reversible. This is a 1/2 inch size, and like I said, I believe this is a 5/8 size, and I find that perfect for the 10mm joint. You shouldn't really use that unless you want a shallower joint, but I only ever really use the 5/8, so we'll go with that one. Okay, so now that you know the different parts we're going to be using, what you need to do is you need to get a little bit of muck on your trowel, much the same you would do to get it to stick when you're laying bricks. You flick it, but because it's a little bit drier, it can be a bit more awkward. But you get a little bit on your trowel like so, because when you come to these holes, I'll tell you what, the airplane's going over right at the wrong time. Go on, up it. I'll wait for that to go over. Right, I think he's significantly buggered off. Okay, so there are a couple of holes in these parts of the wall where I had to put that last brick in and a little bit of the muck did come out. So this is where you need to get a bit of muck on the end of your jointing iron and then just tuck that in there. You want to get it in nice and deep, not like that, get it in nice and deep so you fill those joints up. If you don't have enough in there, then it could blow in the cold weather. A bit of water gets in there, freezes in the winter, and the whole thing could pop out. Right, so getting a bit of muck onto this jointer can be difficult. So as you can see on my trowel, I've tucked a little bit of muck away from the front. So it's a little tricky to get it to start with, but the more you practice, the more you get at it, the better you'll get at it. So you have your jointing iron held like so. I like to put my thumb on the flat plate here, and then you push and slide a small chunk of it from your trowel onto the jointing iron, like so. Now it should stick. If it doesn't, then just keep going. But you sort of, it's that push and drag motion, you get it on there. Now from here, to fill these holes, actually I'll tell you what we'll do. No, we'll do the holes last, because you need the action of, as you can see, I'm constantly hitting that on my toe to get rid of all the residue off there. It's much the same I do with my trowel. Right, okay, so we'll scratch that. We'll go on to, basically we'll joint it up first, then we'll do the holes afterwards, because you need to learn the action of doing the actual pointing itself. Right, okay, so to do this, let me get you a little bit closer. Okay, the first part of this jointing that we need to do is you always do the perps first. The perps, as we spoke before, are the uprights, the perpendicular. They're called perpendicular because they're perpendicular to the beds. That's why shorthand we call them perps. So you always do all the perps first, then you go through and do all the beds. Best way to do it is work on one side, go up and down, do all the perps until you get to the other end, and then just run straight through doing the beds. But we'll start with the perps. I'm going to start in this one here because it's best for you guys to see it. So again, the top half of the arm, you use the motion if you want the pressure to be pushed against that very top tip of the arm. So you start at the top, and simply, I like to put my hand on the brickwork above if we're doing the top course. If it was a lot further down, then I wouldn't bother, but it just gives me a bit more extra purchase on that joint. So you put the top half of that arm on, a bit of pressure, wait for the wind to go, and then you should pull that down. That is it. So you do that on a few of them, go over a couple of times if needs be, like so. And if you can't get any lower because the floor's in the way, you do exactly the same thing, but up the other way. Like on this bottom course, you have to do it like so. So you bring it up like that, you go through, flick off any excess so you don't mark the brickwork, and you just go through and you do the whole lot in that fashion, using that top half of the arm. Now you can use the heel to do it, but personally I don't like doing it. It's completely up to you. You can do it, but I find you get a nicer, cleaner, crisper line with that extra bit of purchase, extra bit of pressure on that joint line. You don't want to push it so hard that the wall falls over. You just nice, few little drags over there. And then that's it. It's as simple as that. Now, before we do the beds, we want to fill in these perp joints. So exactly what I showed you, press in and drag out, push that in that hole and drag it down, and then there you go, perfect. Now you shouldn't have to do any filling in if you've buttered your bricks up correctly. Now there was only those 3 there, it's because those were the last bricks of each run, and getting them in there, they were slightly tight, these joints, and a little bit of it did fall out, but the rest of the joint is in there. It was just that the front face that had just come out a fraction. Right, okay, so now we've done that part. The next step, this is where you use the heel. I don't like using the tip because you can dig out bits of the muck where you don't want it to be dug out, and you have to end up going back and filling it in. Essentially, you want this part of the heel, and all you do is I hold it like so, and I have my finger rather than my thumb on the flat plate, hand on the top, pressure down, and it doesn't matter if you start from the top or the bottom, but generally you start from the bottom and work your way up because it's drier at the bottom depending on how much brickwork you put in, and all you do is just run it backwards and forwards, and that is it. I like to take off that excess once you've done a couple of lines, and then just do that. Always work in from the corners so that you don't push out any muck, and then on the return, I like to go from that corner, work my way around, then push, and then pull in from the other side. You don't ever want to be pushing out at a corner because you'll push the muck out, if that makes sense. There's that brick that was broken. And then pull back in from that corner. And then that is essentially it. There is more, so bear with me 1 second. I'll just rub this bit up. So once you have gone through and you have done all of that jointing up like so, at this point, I like to do what is known as topping and tailing. Now, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit more on this, because I've got a prime example right here. Right, okay, from here, you notice that after we've done the beds, you get these little bits here and here and here, so it doesn't look as good. Obviously we're going to brush this off afterwards, but topping and tailing. Okay, so topping and tailing is the follows. Topping is where you take top part of your jointing iron and you just press that bit in so it looks a little pointed. So that point runs through into the bed above, and tailing is exactly the same but opposite. Now you can use the heel, you can use the front arm to do that, but I personally again prefer to use the front of the arm because you get that nice point, and you can run it over again and just another line just here. You want to just take that line out. You do that over the whole wall. Now, topping and tailing. Should you always top and tail? In my opinion, learn to always top and tail, and then you know you're going to get beautiful looking brickwork every time because you've gone that extra mile to do it. If you're in a rush, brush it over a little bit heavier and the brush will probably do the top and tailing for you, but I would definitely suggest learn to top and tail. The more you do it, the quicker you get it. So you will be topping and tailing at speed, and then you'll always have nice, professional, beautifully finished brickwork. So what we'll do is I'll just run through, I'll top and tail this, and then we'll talk about brushing it off afterwards to get rid of all this residue that's on here. Right, so once you've top and tailed like so, let's have a look over it, double check, I'm happy with that. You'll probably have to top and tail it again once you've brushed it, because you might get brush strokes depending on how wet your muck is. In this case it's not wet at all, so I don't think we'll have brush strokes. Now when you brush your brickwork, always work in either semicircular or full circular motions. If you've got a large brush like this, then I would do it at an angle and work around like that. You can sometimes just try and use the front half of it and just sort of work like this, or you work in large, big semicircular motions, depending on how big your wall is. In this case it's a small one, so I'll probably just try and angle it, so I use the first half of this brush, just semicircular it, and sort of trying to do it at a 45-degree angle, so it seems like everything in brickwork's working at 45-degree angles. Now this is so that if you did it left and right and up and down, you would brush the muck out of the joint depending on how dry it was, how wet it was, and up and down there's a chance you could dig out some of the joints if you use it too hard, but if you do it nice and soft, it comes up quite nicely. So from here it's just sort of that kind of motion, just round and round it goes. Let's get this out of the way. I like to keep most of that residue off as I can, so once I've gone over it once, I'll brush my brush off and then I'll go over it again. There we go, those semicircular or full circular motions, like so, and I'll tell you what, that's coming up lovely. There we go. There are a few brush strokes in that, but generally on the whole that's pretty good. So from there, once it's brushed off, I like to just give it a quick once over just to get those top and tails done nicely. I'll tell you what, that's looking quite nice, that is. I was quite worried about this brickwork because, as I said in previous episodes, the muck has been sort of dribbling all down the face of these and sort of smudging them up a little bit. But a lot of the time you brush a bit of brickwork off afterwards and it comes up real nice like that. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's good, that is. Only one downside to this is there's a little bit of residue on the top of those bricks and it's come off on the joints, so the joints aren't as yellow as they were when you first laid it. But if that is the characteristic of that brick and that follows all the way up the wall, it ain't going to stick out like a racing dog's you know what. So that would be the characteristic of the wall. Quite a nice faded, yeah, that's a nice bit of brickwork. I enjoy that, that's nice. Perfect. Okay, I think that's everything. Well, okay guys, there we go. That's how you joint up a wall using a jointing iron in half round ironed joint. It's called half round joint or bucket handle joint or ironed up, donged up. There's so many different words for it, but pointing, jointing, that's how you, this is, I'd say 90% of how all brickwork is finished nowadays. 90% of it will be done in this fashion with a jointing iron. Simple way of doing it, it's fast, it's effective, and it, when done properly, it looks nice. But okay, next episode I'm going to show you how to do a recess joint, and in the following episode I'll show you how to do weatherstruck and point. So okay, if you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like down below, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next one. So take care and I'll see you then. It's alright.